I'm TRB Rajaa. I'm the Minister for Industries from the government of Tamil Nadu. So I think that's enough. Lingla. So, Vanakkam everyone, and it's an honor and a privilege to be here. It's always a privilege to be. It's always a pleasure to be at any event that's connected to the State Planning Commission, because I have very fond memories about the State Planning Commission. I think most of my learning has been chiseled at the State Planning Commission in a big way. And in fact, I have always felt that anybody who's taking up a bit of lawmaking, anybody who's getting into, who's trying to be what effective governance needs to be as a people's representative, should go through the process of getting trained at the State Planning Commission. Such a vast, beautiful learning process, and I think going forward, probably the Dravidian model. But it's in a book, this needs to be taller a bit. So give me something to put this mic on it. So I think the State Planning Commission. Oh no, I just want this to be higher. That's all. So I think governance is such that everybody needs to, and nobody can just learn governance in a day. It takes time to be effective at governance. So I would definitely, I've already requested my Chief Minister. I've told him what I've learned from the State Planning Commission, and of course from all the other committees that I've been on, like the Estimates Committee and the Public Accounts Committee, and all these committees. When you go into that, when you study the process that goes into lawmaking itself, and the process of governing such a large and beautiful state, there needs to be a lot of learning, and there's a lot of process that goes into it. So I hope someday we actually make this a need or a necessity that any lawmaker should go through this process to actually get to the next level. We should have that process, right? I mean, I don't think we have that process now today. It's not simple. It's not that easy to understand governance itself. And I think you need to learn governance before you qualify for any particular post or responsibility, which as we would like to call it. So it's amazing to be here, especially to share the stage with my beloved Anna, the Vice Chairman of the State Planning Commission, Jairanjan Avargal, and good to see Sajjan Singh ji also be here, the Secretary. Good to see you, sir. And again, amazing to have Sudha Raman, an astute, amazing hand at everything she touches. So. And she's done a fantastic job at being the Member Secretary of the State Planning Commission. And also lovely to see all my amazing ex-colleagues at the State Planning Commission, and it's good to see all familiar faces sitting here. So thank you. So that's I think I probably overshot the time she would have taken. But that said, first of all, thank you. Nandri எல்லோருக்கும் தமிழ் தாய் வாழ்த்தை எல்லோரும் சேர்ந்து இணைந்து பாடிய அனைவருக்கும் எனது நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். That is the intent of having to sing along. Tamil தாய் வாழ்த்தை is never supposed to be played. It's not supposed to be played. A recorded version is not to be played. It's supposed to be sung. That's because we want this to come from deep within. It's to celebrate Tamil. It's to celebrate the language. It's to celebrate the Tamil spirit, which does not mean that this is Tamil pride. This is not that. The celebration of Tamil does not mean that Tamil is above everything. We don't do that here with Tamil. We are a mature civilization, and we know that everybody is equal. And inclusivity is the base of Tamil. And inclusivity and everything for everyone, that's the base of Tamil. And I think what we do by singing Tamil Thai Vaarthai is to celebrate the inclusive nature of Tamil Thai itself, and thank everyone who did that from the bottom of your heart. Because every time I see that some of us on the stage sing, and then the people who are singing it at the mic do that, but a few of them lip sync. But then this time around, I saw many of you sing from the heart. So good to see. So as I said, it's not just Tamil that we are celebrating, it's being Indian that we're celebrating. Every time we celebrate Tamil, we're celebrating India. So I hope everybody who's Indian understands the value of Tamil and the culture that it brings into the Indian society itself. And so we don't have anything against Hindi. It's just that we are against the imposition of Hindi. But with that said, I do understand and speak Hindi good. So that's Tamil for you. Anyway, so good to be here. Loads to be said. I don't know how long I have, but I think. Thank you. So first thing is, as I said, why was I talking about Tamil and the civilization? Because Tamil civilization is unique, and I think land is basically the canvas on which civilization is painted. Right? It all starts with land. Without land, we're nothing. And the Tamil civilization has painted itself across this amazing land for the longest time. We painted ourselves on water too, across seas, and soon across into space also, I'm sure. But today is about land, so we'll stick to land today. Sudharam ma'am spoke about how TNS, the SLUB has been, the State Land Use Board, we call it SLUB. So SLUB was started way back in 1975. So first of all, congratulations on the amazing 50 years that SLUB has contributed to Tamil Nadu. Thank you for that amazing work. And congratulations on completing 50 years. And in 75, when SLUB was created, in 81 it was diluted a bit, but then it was added to the State Planning Commission. And then in 2009, the government decided to fund SLUB fully. So it was given the teeth, so to speak. And then in 2011, we started the Tamil Nadu State Land Use Board Research Board, right? So the research board was constituted. If you look at all of this, it was always the DMK regime which is that. This is a political pitch, but then I had to say that because there's always been that belief that we strongly believe in Tamil Nadu that governance need to enable itself embrace scientific research. Right? And I think Tamil Nadu's growth has been an outcome of our trust in science. And trust and belief in science is key for any civilization to develop and grow and sustain itself. That said, so all these key moments in the growth of SLUB have been amazing, and it's always included Kalinga in some way. So I'm thankful to him at this point. Nanjai, Punjai, and all the wetlands and all the from the wetlands of Chennai to the grasslands of Valparai and the major Porambok of the Delta, every piece of land is important, and every piece of land has a story, and every piece of land has an ecosystem that we need to protect. I will just stick to one of it, and I'm glad that Sudham also picked it up, and I think Charan sir also touched on how we are going in sync with SDG goals. I think climate change, we're working on climate action, life on land, and I think sustainable cities and communities. All three, I think it's 11, 13 and 15. These are the SDGs that we're touching upon today when you talk about land use itself. And I should say, Tamil Nadu is different again. We've always been the first to talk about all of this. When the world is talking about DEI today, we spoke about it a long time back. We started when Periyar and the amazing people of the 1920s worked to transform the lives of women in Tamil Nadu. So when DEI is spoken today, we spoke about it a long time. And the UN is today talking about SDGs. We talk about SDGs, right? And what is SDGs? It's not just sustainable development, it's just sustainable and distributed government, right? It's about sustainable distributed development. That is what Tamil Nadu is all about. The Dravidian model is what we proudly say is very unique, and it's inclusive, it's also distributed. It's about growth, which is sustainable, and hence land use becomes a big part of it. And it's also about distributed growth, so that every part of this amazing state grows. So that said, so we've had huge impacts in all these areas, but I will stick to what is called the Major Borambuk. Major Borambuk is where regularly, these are all grazing lands, okay? I'll just stick to that one point. There's so many other things that I can talk about, but I think this from the land which I come from the Delta. The Major Borambuk is usually considered as unused land which can be used for anything else. But there's this thing that, you know, when you don't hear the song of the Kaudari, it's the Grey Franklin, right? It's the Grey Franklin. It's a very weird, very sweet, very beautiful song. I don't think any of you who've grown in the city would have heard it. It's a very beautiful whistle. It's early in the morning. If you hear the Grey Franklin sing, that means the land is breathing. So I think there's so much linked to saving the ecosystem itself and seeing the value of land and seeing the resilience of the land that you live in. And that particular bird itself, it's just common for people to just hunt it everywhere, and then it's supposedly very good meat, so everybody loves it. And it's just vanishing out of every pocket that we see. But the francolin itself it's an amazing pollinator. It's an amazing pest control. And I think the farmers would probably be richer if we could do research on how the Grey Franklin is attacking one of those pests which are actually going on and causing huge crop damage. So these are all research that needs to happen, and I urge the State Planning Commission to kindly sanction a study on the Grey Franklin and also the hares, காட்டு முயல். இதெல்லாம் வந்து சாதாரணமாக ஊர்லலாம் ரொம்ப நிறைய இடத்துல வந்து ரொம்ப சாதாரணமாக அடிச்சு இது பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ the கௌதாரி ப்ளஸ் இந்த காட்டு முயல் இதெல்லாம் கண்ணுக்கு ரொம்ப சாதாரணமாக தெரியுது எல்லாரும். ஆனால் அதோட ஈகோசிஸ்டம் அது வந்து எப்படி ஒரு ஈகோசிஸ்டம் ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுன்றதெல்லாம் தெரியாது. This government understands every single cog in the wheel, every single cog that fits so beautifully to make sure that the entire environment survives, sustains, right? So that is why we are protecting things like the dugong and the slender loris and the chameleon and everything that you can see, things that most of you have never seen. But this government is already protecting all of that. So I think we should probably look at ways to move the Grey Franklin into the protected list. I'm sure it's already there, but then I think the seriousness does not exist. So that said, that's one of the things that I wanted to say about the nature of Borambuk. It's that piece of land which is considered just excess land which anybody can take. Chavan sir said that farming and industry, balancing that is so vital, right? Right now today Tamil Nadu is on a bumper crop, 50 lakh tons of paddy this year. 50 lakh tons. Never ever has this happened. We have a problem of plenty now. We're not able to store it, and we're creating new storage areas. So 50 lakh tons, and that is because we've had fantastic rains, and over the last few years we've taken very concerted efforts to store that water properly. And we've also made sure that all our canals are desilted properly, so that the water can be taken from the tanks to the fields, and the acreage can be increased. So this way, this is proof. This is scientific proof. Anything that the government does, we work on scientific outcome, right? We rely on scientific study to study the outcome of the measures that we've taken. So over the years, our water body rejuvenation, water body desilting, and all these efforts have now, because there's this A canal, B canal, and the CD channels. Yeah, so CD channels too. So all these channels come together, and then they go and feed the farmers, feed the farmlands. So all of this seems to have worked, and that is why we have a fantastic crop this year, 50 lakh tons. But I saw some really good research papers when I walked in. Lots on heat mitigation, lots on climate resilience, lots on water conservation and stuff. But I would love to have something on tailored water regulation. That's something which we saw, but that is something which we need to work on even better. Whether the tail-end farmers are the heaviest hit whenever there is a problem with water. But I think when there's a problem, when there's plenty, it's all going into the sea. But that also is part of ecology. It also is necessary for the fish that breed in those mouths, right? So that is also key. So that study is necessary. How much of water can be done? How much of water can go into the sea? All of this is very, very key. How much of salinity are we going to block? And all of this is very, very key to make sure that we don't lose one ecosystem protecting another one. What we've done with the grasslands of Ooty, we planted because industry needed wattle to do viscose then. So if somebody decided that it's okay, it's just grasslands, pick out the grassland and put wattle. Now we're spending crores of money to remove that wattle, and it's just not going. It's such a pest. It's just not. We're not able to remove wattle from the grasslands of the Nilgiris. So these are things that today, given the scientific the capacity of this government and the people in it, I think the understanding of scientific research and outcome is so big now, so high now, that we should use every single possibility. And it's lovely to see almost 100 plus universities being represented, institutions represented here, 150 institutions, 800 plus papers. So this is a very, very key destination key event for all of us. We would definitely look at each and every paper, and I'm sure many people at the Planning Council will take a very, very informed call. As I said, I would like to see all these research papers come out on specifics like the grey pangolin, and specifically on the usage of nature porombo. On that alone, I'll just give you one last thing and then leave. I'm sure the Honorable Vice Chairman remembers the discussion we had on buffaloes, right? and people in the department, they said wallowing ponds on the buffaloes birds. There is such a uninformed thing. So that's when we found out that there is so much research that needs to go, especially in animal welfare. We're not doing anything in animal husbandry itself. The dairy system is so rich in Tamil Nadu, but there's nothing much being done there. There's nothing effective that we would love to proudly say it's phenomenal in the scientific area. There's so much of production that's happening, so much that the department itself is doing. But in the research side, there's nothing much happening. So I'd love to see some more research in the animal husbandry vis-a-vis the land use, so vis-a-vis nature porombo also. So and of course the wallowing ponds if they want it. So all of this is very, very key, very, very niche areas. So please touch upon all of that. I'm very, very thankful to the State Planning Commission for having issued the book on the Wadur bird sanctuary, the birds of Wadur. It's very close to my heart. It's in my constituency, Manaragudi. So the birds there, they come from all over the world, from Siberia, Central Asia, Europe. So all the painted stocks and the black-billed ibis and everything that you see, the teals and everything that you see in Wadur. Amazing, beautiful birds crossing thousands of kilometers that come to this sanctuary, which is a Ramsar site again. And today, Tamil Nadu also has the highest number of Ramsar sites in India, I think, and we are pushing it also. So thank you for coming for this event. It's been amazing. Looking at some of the papers right there, I'm sure there's hundreds more that I haven't seen. I would love to see the outcome paper from this conference, and I hope the State Planning Commission makes good use of all the research that's happening here. Please count on the Tamil Nadu government. India is today manufacturing and servicing for the world. We would love to go the way. We'd love to become product nation, Tamil Nadu, product nation, India itself. That is key. And I think every single research, how much of a small it is going to add value to the value to the state as the R&D hub of India. And I would love to see Tamil Nadu become the R&D capital of India, which it is now, but in a bigger way, and make this ecosystem even more vibrant. Because I think the future of India is going to be driven by Tamil Nadu and and its R&D ecosystem. So thank you, researchers, for doing this, and it's always amazing to be here. Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you, sir, for inaugurating this international conference with your valued